Hey guys, this is Brian here for another Minecraft video. This is episode 37 of the Railroads Industries Modpack playthrough, where we connect villages using railroads. And it's been a while since I've recorded, but we're back here. And last time we were building the specialty village station, and I was thinking we could automate creating clay because it is a major part of the building blocks that we use to build the rails. And clay is pretty difficult to get manually, and who does manual when they could do automatic and modded, right? So I prepared some stuff over here, and here are the materials we need to pretty much automate clay, as you can see over here. Now, how this is going to work, the main idea is we're going to use this recipe added by possibly Thermal Foundation. I'm not really sure, but the recipe is 2 slag, 1 dirt, and 1 water bucket. So, I mean, this is all good, except we don't really have slag, right? It's pretty difficult to get, a pretty rare drop. But we can actually automate creating slag, which is quite interesting. And if we just look up anvil, right, we can put this in an induction smelter along with 1 piece of sand. And it'll give us a 160% chance for slag, meaning not only we are guaranteed a drop of slag, but we also have a chance for getting more than 1, which is quite amazing. If we just click on here, we can actually craft slag as a byproduct of other things, but as you can see, it's much lower with other things. Seems like because anvil has a lot of metal, there's a lot of chance for slag. Now the idea is that once we have this anvil, it becomes ingots, right? Once we process it. Now this has to be recrafted back in an anvil, which I'll get into the details later. But the main idea is to loop this anvil over and over again, and of course input sand from the system, so we'll get slag, and that's how we're going to create slag. And for sand, we have a ender mining thingy, I forgot what it's called, and we have 20k sand right now, so we're going to use this. But if you guys don't have that much sand, you can always use cobblestone and a pulverizer. As you can see over here, you can put this in a pulverizer and you'll get sand and maybe some gravel as well. So yeah, that's a basic idea of what we're going to do. Alright, so just beside the processing facility from the Tesseract, which goes over to the Ender mining thingy, I prepared a little bit of an area for us to build this automatic slag generator. Now, the very first step we're going to work with is making the anvil. So an anvil, we need 3 blocks of iron and 4 iron ingots. The problem now is that when the anvil is processed, it will output everything into ingots. So some of this iron needs to be crafted into 3 iron blocks, which means that we need some kind of system to be able to determine how in the world we're going to do that, right? So I don't know, maybe there's a better way to do this, but this is the way I figured out. Not sure if this is the best way, especially modded. But the main idea is here we have a compacting drawer, right? And compacting drawers, actually, what they do is they get compact blocks, right? So we just put in 31 iron into here, which I don't have with me, so let me just do that real quick. So here I have 31 iron, so let's put it in here. And by the way, you can do multiple anvils at a time, but let's just do one for simplicity. And as you can see, you could actually pull out blocks from this. Now, here's where the issue comes in. Now, if we pull out, for example, with an ender conduit, right, over here we have some item conduits. When we get the redstone, what will happen is that it's going to pull out all of the iron ingots out, and there's not going to be enough left to make all the blocks. So here's a little trick I did. So we need 3 iron blocks, right? So we're going to grab out the blocks first, and the maximum possible blocks you could get is 3 blocks. Why? Because 4 will not make a block. We need 9, right? So if we grab all of the iron blocks it can out of this system, what's going to happen is that it's going to leave 4 of those iron ingots, and then I have another system to delay that, and that's going to start pulling out the iron ingots after all the blocks come out. Alright, I know that was probably confusing, so let me just explain it while I build it. So let's start at the end of the cycle, because this is the beginning of the cycle, right? At the end of the cycle, when the induction smelter is finished with the anvil, it will output those 31 iron ingots, and it will come through item conduits over here, okay? So let's imagine that this is where it comes in, okay? And we're gonna direct this to be an insert, right? Over here. Now, right at the moment when it comes into here, what we want to do is we want to directly pull out as many iron blocks as possible, because once again, the maximum number of possible blocks is 3, and it will leave 4 iron ingots in there. So that's the very first thing we want to do. So let's do that over here. Let's make this a channel of brown and always active, right? Because we want to for it to directly pull out all of the iron blocks. So we're going to put a basic item filter here to force it to pull out iron blocks, all right? So the next step over here is that we need to pull out the iron ingots after this has finished pulling out all of the iron blocks. So how do we know that this is done? Well, after some testing, it seems like 4 ticks of redstone is enough for this to pull out the 3 iron blocks. So the moment that the iron ingots come in, we need to add a delay of 4 ticks before we allow it to pull out iron ingots. So to detect the moment when iron ingots come into here, we can use a redstone comparator, right? Because that detects that there's stuff in here. We can run that into a block, right, over here. And we could output that to a repeater. So we'll take 4 ticks, right, as we said. Now we're gonna have another one over here. And this is gonna be the one pulling out all the ingots, right? We're gonna have a new channel, it's gonna be brown. Now this is gonna be active with signal. Why? Because we only want this to activate. We want only this to pull out ingots when the 4 ticks has passed. So we put in the insulated redstone in here. That was my bad, by the way. I took the wrong one. It's supposed to be an insulated one. But anyways, this redstone will trigger over here and will allow this to start pulling out all of the iron ingots. So that is the first step of this whole system. Alright, so luckily that is probably the most complicated part of this entire system. But the next part is the auto workbench. So this is from Build Craft Factory, and I chose this because it doesn't need any power. So we just place this over here. And this is gonna give us our anvil. So we just set this to brown, same as the 2 other ones. I don't have any iron with me, so we're just gonna pick up this one over here. So this is going to be the recipe, as you can see. Once it gets all the materials required for the recipe, it's going to start crafting the anvil, alright? So let me just put this back into here. Alright, and well, that's pretty much the second part of this done. The next part of this is we are going to have the induction smelter. This one's a little bit annoying because there's a bunch of things to this. But if we just go over here and place this over here, we have a couple of inputs. Now we need to configure this for the input to come from the right. Can we split the input? Yes, we can. Alright, so the primary input is going to be from the left, right? We're going to put in the anvil over here. Well, this is green. Let's make it something else. Let's make it blue. Let's make it always active. And let's put it into here. Insert. Make it blue. And we also need an input from the system, which we'll connect up later, which is a sand. So we'll also hook that up from the back. I guess that would do. Alright, and then there's going to be the slag output, which I believe we should just output to the top. So that's nice and easy. Directly into the storage drawer over here. And finally, the primary output should go out on the right. There we go. Actually, I think we'll output the primary output from the bottom because I think that'll be easier to hook up with the rest of this. And I guess we could power it from the right side. And this is where the sand is going to come in as a secondary input. Alright, wonderful. So that's our induction smelter. And augmentation wise, you can add these two things to make it, quicker, because we don't want to wait forever for this, right? And that's the induction smelter part done. Alright. So once again, the primary output is going to be over here, which is going to be all the iron ingots. And that's what is going to be coming back all the way to our compacting drawers again. So the output's on the bottom, so let's just connect this up over here. Ooh, right, just the right amount. So this is going to insert green, can extract green, always active. And to be honest, we're very close to done. All we need is the input for the sand, so I'll hook that up really quickly. Alright, so we're going to grab an export bus, and I believe we don't need any more modifiers on this. We just need to grab the sand and place it as what we want to output. Go over here, and no, I don't want this connected to redstone, please. Don't want it to make a mess. Let's just put it over here. Get the sand out. And we're gonna put it over into a mini chest because I think that will work pretty well as kind of a placeholder before it comes into the system. And yeah, we can cover this up. But before that, let me just quickly take more conduits because we're out of it, and then we'll hook this over to the other side. Might look a little bit less aesthetically pleasing, you could say, but that's okay. We're gonna bring it over here and connect this just like that, and this is going to be an insert, and it's green because it doesn't really matter. It's disconnected from everything else, so we don't have to worry about that. And let's make this always active. All right, and to be honest, that's most of the system done. That's the automatic slag system done. So all we have to do is just trigger up the redstone and yeah, let this go basically. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot about, and it's kind of the reason why the comparator's not reading and nothing's working, is that we need a redstone upgrade on the storage drawer so that it will output a comparator signal. I'm not sure the exact name, but we can look it up over here. And it's probably this one. Yes, emits signal for total storage, which is good. And we'll grab some sticks. It's pretty cheap to make. We already have one upgrade template left over. So let's do this and let's do that. And there's our redstone upgrade. Let's bring it over here and place it in here. And this should start up the system. As you can see, this is auto crafting the anvil, and we'll give it a second. And once it's done, it will get absorbed into here. And of course we don't have power. Right, how are we gonna power this, right? We're gonna grab a little bit of power cables from here, probably, and we're gonna bring it over there. Alright, seems like I've come across a little bit of an issue. Seems like I have to divide this into two different channels, and I hope that fixes the delay problem where it wasn't enough delay for the blocks of iron to get pulled out. So yeah, we'll just quickly test this and I'll tell you guys what happened. Alright, so finally I think we fixed this system. Gee, I forgot to change the color of this signal to purple as well. Seems like that's causing problems, I'm not sure why. But now it actually works. The delay actually comes through, and this only pulls once this redstone thing turns on. And now this thing keeps looping, which is perfect. And to make this even faster, we can actually add another anvil by, adding some more iron. Specifically 31, right? The exact amount. Let's just wait. Oh, okay. I think it's fine. We can do that. And I'll put it in here. And yeah, this will just keep looping around and create a bunch of slag for us. And that's the slag system complete. We just generated slag. So the next step is the other part, which is the water bucket. We don't really have a system to craft that automatically, so we'll craft that over here. Right, so the way the bucket is going to work, the water bucket auto crafting, is we're going to have a fluid transposer and an aqueous accumulator. So the aqueous accumulator is going to pick up water from an infinite water source, and this fluid transposer is going to put that water inside of a bucket. Alright, so I wanted to make this look good. So I'm not sure this is gonna work out. We're not gonna make a mess here. So the idea is we want to have some glass over here, and hopefully we can contain the water, and we can also see the water. I think that will look pretty good. All right, let me rewire this to the back because it's getting in the way a little bit. So let's put this over here. I think this is more subtle. Let's pull this with always active, and this is still the same. All right, so we need some form of triangle shape. So the aqueous accumulator thingy is gonna go over here. And then on top of it, it's not facing the right direction, is it? And on top of it is going to be the fluid transposer, which is where things going to be outputted. And we need to contain the water over here. So let's surround this thing with glass. Alright, so let's cover the rest of this over here. So this will go over here and here. I think we need, oh, we have enough. One, and in the front, just one more piece. And there is our thingy. I guess it looks decent. Good enough. Alright, let's put in our water over here. 2 buckets. And this will directly start filling up. There you go. It's going to output it into here, if this is configured correctly. There you go. Alright, cool. Alright, so all that's left to do is we just need to connect this to an ME interface so that, you know, we can actually autocraft. And you'll put in a crafting thingy, the recipe, into it. So yes, a little bit janky, but it's okay. Alright, so we just put this over here and we connect it like so. Alright, this is the thing with thermal expansion machines, is that they can only like either input or output per side. So you need some kind of item conduit to loop it back into here. So we'll just make this extract always active, and this is insert. And we also want an ME storage bus so that we can always access this drawer in the system, because yeah, we need to autocraft it, right? So if we just connect this all the way up here, so this disconnect safe cables. And last but not least, we need to do the recipe, and yeah, not bad. Let's just quickly make the recipe upstairs in treehouse. Alright, so we're gonna tell it, if you give it a bucket, you'll get a water of bucket back, except there's no water in here. Oh no. Oh, never mind, there is. Yeah, I remember placing one up here. Alright, and then all we have to do is we say it'll output a bucket of water, and there's our pattern. We need one more pattern, do we? And this we can place in here. Alright, I hope this is the correct one. This is magma crucible. I believe that is also, oh, alright, there goes my boots. I believe this is also the magma crucible, but I'm not sure if it's the correct one. Let's check. No, it's a fluid transposer. Of course it's not correct. Alright, there you go. Now it should finally be in the correct place. And we're out of patterns, so finally we just need to make one more pattern. I hope we have the resources. Yep, we do. I'm going to actually make the pattern for the clay, finally. The very last step. So we need to collapse the slag. We have a ton of slag now, which is amazing. We need a water bucket and a piece of dirt. And we got clay. Wow. And it's finally happening. And I just need to place this in one of the molecular assemblers. Oh, we already have so much in here. Let's place it over here. It can go here. And now we're able to autocraft clay. In theory, if the fluid transposer works. So let's give it a try. Let's try to craft clay. Presume that we have none. Let's try to craft 1, which will craft 4. And we'll see if the fluid transposer works. Let's see, it's probably stuck, right? Yep, alright, it's stuck with the water. Let's check what's going on. Aha, this is supposed to be fill. No, it is empty. Oh, we don't have power. Gee, I keep on forgetting these things need power. Alright, let's hook this up down here. Yeah, we don't have enough either. Alright, we got our red and energy cables here. Let's actually hook this up. 1 and 2. And we'll cover all of this up with dirt once again. And this should start working, and we would actually, you know, have water in the system. And we should have working clay, which is very exciting. So we can always access this here. Almost forgot. Let's actually craft some clay now. Yeah, so we have available 1 and 2 craft 2. And there you go. Oh man, that is very satisfying. We can finally auto-craft clay. All we need to do is clean up this area, because yeah, it's a little... I mean, I don't know if it's aesthetically pleasing, but you know, we'll give it a little bit of background, just like this one. This one has a nice black stained paint background. But before that, let me just quickly make those 2 additional patterns that were missing, which are the actual clay blocks, and hopefully we can also make one for the hardened clay so that we can autocraft everything. Alright, let's put these patterns into their appropriate places. So this should go into the smelting alloy smelter, and this should once again go to one of these very filled up molecular assemblers. Yeah, we might need more in the future. Yeah, now we can actually outcraft hardened clay. So, I mean, we have 87 right now. Let's just take all that out of the system. Let's say I want 100. Oh, gee. All right. Yeah, well, hopefully we'll let this run. And oh, well, we already have clay smelting. And there you go. We can autocraft hardened clay without doing anything, which is amazing. Because every single time before this, I always had to manually collect clay because we kept running out of hardened clay, and that was really, really annoying. I had to search for new areas because all of these areas near here, all of the clay deposits in the sea were gone, basically, the ones that are easy to access. So yeah, now with this janky looking machine, we actually have automatic clay, which is, you know, quite amazing. You can do all these things in modded, right? And the very last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to decorate this. Yeah, this should technically have a ceiling, but that's okay. But yeah, I think they're gonna leave it off over here. We made great progress. We have the automatic slag. We have automatic clay as well, of course. But yeah, this will definitely make rail bidding a lot quicker and easier for me. And hopefully that means we can get more done in a shorter period of time. But yeah, before I end off this video, I want to say thank you guys so much. Seriously. For 50 subscribers, it's absolutely amazing for your guys' support. I never really thought I could reach here, and I'm glad to know that there are many other people out there that are also interested in this project that I'm working on. Yeah, currently, yeah, that's quite late. I know it's already at 70 subscribers now, but yeah, thank you guys so much for all the support. Thank you for checking out my videos, and I hope you're enjoying them. And also, I think a 50 subscriber special would be coming out soon, I hope. Maybe a train station named right after that. But yeah, if you guys have any ideas for that, you guys can leave that in the comment section once again. But there you go. And also, if you notice, I started to experiment a little bit with the video. I had some third-person shots from the replay mod. I think they look pretty cool. Let me know what you guys think. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you if you have watched all the way until the end. If you like this video, leave a like, subscribe so you know when a new video comes out like this. And yeah, don't forget to comment to leave your suggestions or simply say hi. But yeah, that's it for me. Thank you, God bless, and have a good day. Bye bye.